Hey everybody, it's Carlos from Feral Cat. So I thought I'd make a video to go along with my blog post, which covers how to edit every element in a data frame according to a particular criteria, according to a particular condition. So let's say maybe you get an Excel document, and maybe you have a name that's entirely spelled incorrectly across that entire Excel document as you're manipulating the data in pandas, or you want to change a particular number, or essentially any condition that you can make true or false inside of that pandas data frame. You can edit those elements with the method that I'm going to show you next. So my setup. So I'm using the Ubuntu subsystem of Windows. You can get that. Get that in the Windows Store. It's super useful. It's great. It lets you use all those Ubuntu bash commands, which are different from Windows to like Ubuntu and Mac and stuff. So it's pretty great. I definitely recommend checking it out if you're on Windows. So I'm using the Ubuntu subsystem on a Windows machine, and I'm using Python 3. So let's go ahead and if you have any questions on installing pandas, feel free to dig through the blog. I'm sure I have a couple articles covering how to install pandas, install pip too, if you need some help with that. So let's go ahead and import pandas as PD, and PD is just an alias because we don't want to have to type pandas dot something every single time we use pandas. Cool. Let's actually make this a little bit bigger. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and instantiate our data frame, which we're gonna be manipulating eventually. This is how I personally like instantiating data frames. You might have gotten the data from an Excel document or a CSV or something. This will be a tiny data frame in comparison. Cool. There's that first column. Now we're gonna set up column B as first element's gonna be gem, second element's gonna be pin, and Terry being that last one. So now we have a data frame that's 3 rows by 2 columns. You can see it there. 3 rows by 2 columns. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say hypothetically that Pim was misspelled and it actually should be Pam. So we're going to go ahead and manipulate all of those using the data frame's where method. And if you wanted to, if let's say you had a massive data frame and you wanted to see the shape of that data frame, you could always go and use df.shape or dataframe.shape. Cool. So you would first imagine so using the where clause was kind of confusing for me at first. It did the opposite of what I expected. A great way to see what elements of the data frame you're going to be editing is to just not use that second parameter of the where clause. So if you just, for example, did Bob here, where so data frame where data frame is equal to Bob, you're gonna see that it returns NaN, not a number, for everything except for that first row, first column. So anything that has an NaN in this case, if you pass that second parameter, would replace those NaNs with whatever that second parameter is. So since we wanted to do Pam, so that's gonna be Pam. So if we had done df is equal to equal to pim, then we would have left pim there, which was the incorrect name, and everything else would have been replaced. So instead, we're going to want does not equal. In here you can see those two pims are NaN, so they'd be replaced if we pass that second parameter. Let's go ahead and pass that second parameter, which will replace those, not a number, PAM. And you'll see that data frame was manipulated as we wanted and as we expected. Now we could always have just gone into the Excel document and done a Control F across the entire file. There's probably a few different ways we could have looped through this entire data frame and edited it that way. But this is just a quicker way to just make changes to your data frame. And hopefully it saves you some time. Happy coding, everybody, and let me know if you have any feedback. Cheers.